Hey everyone, I wanted to post an update today because I know it's been a while. Updating you all on how I'm doing on the carnivore diet has been on my mind, but I just haven't found time to do it, so I'm deciding to do it while I am on my lunch break right now. So I'm going to be snacking while I talk. So I especially wanted to post an update because I recently did make my Instagram private, and not that I really care when it comes down to it, what people think about why I did that. I'm sure vegans assume it's because I've went back or like redacted or whatever the word would be on doing the carnivore diet, but no, I am doing it more strictly than ever lately. And I'll get into the reasons why. I basically just decided to give up on trying to really reincorporate anything besides carnivore foods into my diet, or, you know, for lack of a better word, whatever. I still do have coffee and lemon juice, but those are the only two plant foods that I keep in my diet on a daily basis that don't cause me inflammation. And I do still eat things like bacon, not very often, but like this is seasoned bacon, pasture raised, organic, I believe. But again, this is like an actual like rare thing for me. I usually eat unseasoned meats for the most part. So anyway, I'll touch on why I did make my Instagram private very briefly. I essentially had this situation happen where somebody I knew that decided they were going to try to contact me anonymously to call me out for, and I don't intend or want to get political on my channel at all, but they essentially looked through who I was following, and I'm not following anybody who has extremist views. If you want to disagree about certain people, you're wrong. I don't follow anyone who has extremist views, but this person, again, they were a psycho, looked through who I was following and decided that because our beliefs didn't align based on what she assumed, that she was going to attempt to contact me anonymously on my carnivore account, because I can only assume that she looked up my name on Google and found my carnivore account from that, because otherwise I don't even know how she would have found the account. She was stupid enough to leave enough hints in what she was saying to make it clear who she was, or maybe she wanted to make it clear who she was. I think that she was just stupid. And again, without getting really too into detail, she just tried to use that as a way of attacking me without seemingly doing it anonymously. So that happened. She also did comment on my personal Instagram saying incredibly vile, vulgar, and just disgusting things about me. So after that situation happened and I called her out, I said my piece, that was that. We are obviously no longer friends. She will never be in my vicinity ever again. It made me kind of reevaluate things, and especially when it comes to things like public that are online about me. And it caused me to realize, or to take into account, that this account is a public thing. Obviously, I made it that way. I chose to make it that way. But it also essentially, like, without getting too convoluted, without letting this become too convoluted, it reminded me of the fact that a lot of people that I know in my personal life are suggested this account. And you can say that I should just stand behind this no matter what, and I should be okay with people finding my carnivore account. And I am, if it comes down to it, whether or not somebody's vegan or however somebody eats. If you want to know why I eat the way I do, I will openly talk to you about it. But the reason that I decided to make it private essentially was not only partially because of that situation, but also because I realized, you know, I have no respect for the vegans who have come to my page and attempted to ostracize me, make fun of my appearance, do whatever just to tear me down because they don't agree with me talking about my experience. No respect for you guys. Still don't have respect for you. Will never have respect for you. And I fully stand behind, not that I've said anything that crazy, but I fully stand behind the more aggressive comments that I've made to you, because you don't deserve respect. But on the other hand, there are plenty of well-meaning vegans who think that they're doing something right. And I'm not going to say that they're doing anything wrong by the way that they eat. That's not my business to judge anyone. So like my point is that I know plenty of vegans in my personal life. I know of plenty of vegans that it's their thing, like they're online, they're very respectful about how anybody eats. They don't have this like cult mentality, and I don't mean any disrespect to them. And the problem that kept occurring to me was that I was thinking, like, I don't want people that I know to find my account who might be like either vegan or leaning towards veganism, or have somebody in their life that they care about that is vegan. I don't want them to take like my posts the wrong way. And again, that's my MO. Some people would just say, I don't care. Like, you can make your own conclusions. Like, I don't care. I stand behind this. I do stand behind this, but I essentially just didn't want, I don't want people that I know to get the wrong impression. I don't actually have malintent or an aggressive attitude towards any vegans that I meet in my personal life. Unless you are rude to me, then I have no respect for you, and I will say whatever I want to say to you. But on the other hand, most people that I know that are vegan don't actually even care how other people eat. They're just normal people trying to go out about their lives. And my point essentially is that I just don't want to make those people feel like I have anything bad to say about them. I don't. I 100% respect how anybody else wants to eat. It's when you come to my page or come to me even in real life, like this person that I knew in my past attempted to do, trying to put accusations on me that are completely false, because you just don't agree with the fact that I stopped being vegan and I'm way healthier now than I ever was when I was vegan. So anyway, to just go over this briefly, I didn't make my account, my Instagram only, private for any reason other than that. I still do the carnivore diet. I still eat, or, an animal-based diet. I eat more strictly than ever now because I just gave up on trying to reincorporate plant foods for the most part. On a daily basis, I have organic coffee. I have organic lemon juice in my water, but otherwise I just don't experiment anymore. It's not worth it to me. So a lot of the time, just because I know people will be curious, my diet is coffee in the morning. I still put either butter or beef tallow in it. I put not raw heavy cream because I don't have a way of getting it, but I believe it's unpasteurized organic heavy cream in my coffee. Otherwise, if I do have things with a lot of lactose, they do give me inflammation. So that is what I usually have upon waking up. If you don't want to have coffee, that is up to you. I like coffee. I don't want to cut it out of my diet, so that is still a part of my diet. For lunch, I usually have like plain burger patties and cheese. Sometimes I'll have like an egg with it. Nothing crazy, obviously. And then for my dinner, I'll either have some kind of red meat, chicken, again, mostly completely unseasoned, unprocessed. I do use Redmond's real salt on my food, but otherwise I don't use any seasonings. Almost everything gives me inflammation, which again is why I just came back to this conclusion of like, I give up on trying to reincorporate things. Weirdly enough, wine, I've had it a few times in the last few months. It doesn't really seem to do anything bad. So every once in a while, like literally every once in a blue moon, I will have it. But again, it's not something I'm having on a daily basis. So I'm eating a very simple diet on a daily basis. And I essentially just wanted to update you guys because I'm sure people are curious about that, especially people trying to follow my Instagram. I unfortunately can't keep up with people trying to follow it. And if I see that you request to follow it and you are clearly vegan, I'm just going to assume that you have malintentions. So I'm most likely not going to accept your follow request. It's only really people, I've only really been accepting people that like already follow carnivore people because I just don't have another way of vetting people. And I have a lot of other things going on in my life. I run a whole other account, which is another reason that I decided to distance myself from this account. And it's, again, not because I don't believe in the carnivore diet. I clearly do. It's kept me in the best shape and in the best health of my life for the last like almost 2 years now. So anyway, though, I have another account called Weird History Gal. I'm also writing the sequel to my first novel still. I have so many other things going on. And ultimately, another whole reason that I did decide to distance myself from this account was because I just felt like I was putting way too much negative energy into it, because every day almost I was getting attacked by vegans. So obviously, like, if this was something I wanted to do as my career, if I wanted to like coach people, then I would just overlook it. But because this was just something I was doing as a hobby, it was something that I felt like I needed to talk about, because it was miraculous to me that I I got my ulcerative colitis into remission. That was why I started this account. I didn't, start it to make this into a career. My passion is storytelling. So as I've said multiple times, if you're interested in my content in general, you can follow my Instagram called Weird History Gal. That is a public account. It will always be public. That is what I'm passionate about: storytelling, history, urban legends, things like that. And I enjoy that people can I enjoy the connection that it brings between people. So my energy is much better spent on something like that, understandably. So again, if you want to check it out, you can. I have a clothing line that I also did put out pretty recently, connected to that account. I'm working on my second novel. So that's just, again, another whole reason that I decided I really need to prioritize my time. And that's not to say that I don't appreciate all of you guys that have shown me support on here. I find it interesting too that I've really only been getting positive comments since I did kind of distance myself from this account, and I haven't been making as much content. I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I do want to say thank you for all of the support. Thank you for listening to my story and appreciating it and understanding where I'm coming from overall, because I never started this to spread negativity, and that's why it threw me off so much, and it continually did, when vegans would approach me with so much aggression. And I'm not the type of person to back down. I made the decision to start the carnivore diet after making myself very certain that it was the right thing to do for me. So you're not going to haze me into believing that I'm wrong, because I'm not wrong. I know my own health. And a quick update too about my ulcerative colitis. It remains in remission, but the reason that I keep my diet so strict is because I do get symptoms of inflammation, nothing like colitis, but I do get inflammatory symptoms if I veer off doing a pretty strict carnivore or animal-based. If you want to consider it an animal-based diet with coffee and lemon juice, sure. Very strict animal-based diet. So again, if you're curious about what I mean by that, I will get a little constipated at times. I will get diarrhea at times. Again, nothing like having colitis. I will get diarrhea like once a day. I get breakouts. I get like fatigue every once in a while if I don't keep my diet so strict. Those are the main issues that I experience. If I eat the way that I described earlier in the video on a daily basis, and I make sure that I eat high fat, which means that I'm eating like tablespoons of butter throughout the day with my food, or putting butter or beef tallow in my coffee, at least like a tablespoon of each to give you perspective, because I know people always want to know, okay, well, how much are you eating? That keeps me regular. And keeping out the seasonings and any other inflammatory ingredients, again, also does keep my digestion regular. Otherwise, it's not. And I don't doubt that it is a lasting negative health side effect from being vegan and from all of the damage that was done to my body when I was at my sickest with ulcerative colitis. So I do have to keep things really strict to continue to experience these benefits in terms of my digestion, in terms of my skin. My skin is the clearest it's ever been. I no longer have huge eye bags under my eyes. I look like, I would say 10 years younger than I did when I stopped being vegan. So, and I never worry about my weight anymore. I'm never bloated the way I was when I was vegan. I don't want to make it sound like the carnivore diet is this like miraculous thing, but it kind of is, because it's gotten me to a place where I don't have to worry about being dependent on medication my whole life, and I can just live normally. And it is a little bit annoying sometimes, I will totally admit that, to have to be on such a strict diet, but it's worth it at the end of the day, because ultimately I don't have to worry about being sick and I can just feel like a normal person. So that is why at the end of the day, it is worth it to me to continue eating such a strict diet. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, specific questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. Again, thank you so much for the continued support. I hope that this update is helpful for everybody, or anybody who might be wondering what's been up with me. I'm doing well. I'm still doing the carnivore diet. I'm still experiencing the same types of benefits. So yeah, again, if you guys have questions, leave them in the comments. If you guys want any specific videos, you can leave it down below. I'll definitely try to make them when I have time, but overall, I'm on the page of just making updates when, you know, they're relevant. All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye.